We are Tower of Silence, and welcome to Sonic Edge.
What up guys, it's Matt Frisch from Sonic Edge. We're over here at Shady O'Grady's. Today we'll be interviewing Johnny 5 from the band Sinful Crow, along with playing one of their videos, followed up by an interview and videos by my boys in Tower of Silence. Hey guys, what's going on? We're here with Johnny 5 from Sinful Crow. Johnny, tell us a little bit about your band. Like, how'd you guys come up with the name and how'd you get started?
Well, band name, it's a funny story, honestly. Where we were at with that, I mean, when I first came into the band, these guys have been playing together for a long time. Okay. They had another name, decided to go against it, and then we spent probably 3 months trying to come up with something. Used everything, I think, from band generators to, I think it all kind of collaborated in the end. We came up with Sinful Crow, and I think it just kind of stuck, so we got tired of looking for band names. So
it is an issue right now. Like, I know that when we came up with our band name, like that was one of the biggest flaws we had. Is like we each came up with our own list. Right. We did the voting system, anything we could think of, and then by process of elimination, we found one and found out there's 20 other bands already with that name. Right. Then we picked the next one, 20 other bands with that name. So it does take a while. Who actually came up with it, and like what was the drive behind it?
I think it was me and Gary, guitar player. I think he actually called me and he was looking up a couple of different options. And, I think the one we found was like Sinful Crown, and then it ended up, we just dropped the N and became Sinful Crow. We're all kind of big fans of, I guess, I've always been fascinated with crows. It's kind of a weird thing, I guess, but it worked out, I guess.
Let's talk about your sound real quick. I know that the band itself has more of like a classical rock sound, so they've got the basics down. You know, they've got the kick and drums, awesome lead guitarist, by the way, bass player, great. And then like you come in with more of a modern vocalist approach to it, more of a heavy, more of a growl. Was that intentional, or did that just kind of blend and happen naturally?
It kind of fit. I think when we first got together, it was more of, you know, they were looking for, just to give you some background, Gary, the guitar player, bought an SG. Right. Because, you know, he really favors Pepper Keenan.
Right. Looking
for more of a corrosion of conformity, down, sludge, grunge, southern type sound. And I guess I fit the bill. And we're still kind of progressing, it's still evolving in that way. But it's kind of different. That's kind of why we stuck with it, I think. And but you know, that's kind of what we're going, kind of a southern grunge, Cincinnati's own brand of it, I guess you could say.
I like that. And you know what I really like is that the fact that individually the members of the band are so different, so dispersed. Like, they all come from different backgrounds, they've all got different styles, but they collaborate very well. Like, kind of touch on that a little bit. Tell me about each member individually, what they bring to the table, kind of their background, their style, their influences.
Right. Well, you know, Chris the drummer, I'll start off with him. He's been playing in a blues band, believe it or not, probably the past few years. I think he's been playing for close to 20 years, maybe more.
Yeah, he's got some experience in it.
Yeah, he definitely knows the drums. But, you know, country music, blues, classic rock, I think he has all that experience, and that's pretty much easy to say for everybody in the band. Steve-O, Professor Von Vippel, as we like to call him. The bass player, Steve.
No, wait, hold on. We got to hear the story behind that.
Well,
you can't just like throw that out there. Professor.
He's the professor, man. Like during practice, he's like, no, man, how about this? He's the professor. He's the professor. He's always trying to try something different.
Push it to that next level. Push the envelope. Get it as far as you can go with it.
It's the mad scientist.
I like that.
I guess you could say. But it works out well. You know, Steve-O. I think his background. I mean, this guy's been playing for a long time too. You know, he's, again, probably 30 years experience. But everything from classic rock to, you know, I think pretty much classic rock is where he's coming from, but that's what gives us that feel. And he's actually a better guitar player than a bass player. He was a lead guitarist for most of his life.
So do you feel that helps him understand how to write music and how to work with the lead guitarist, how to work with the drummer, how to work with your vocals? Like, you know, having that all-around experience, I think that really would help songwriting ability or what to bring to the table.
Absolutely. I mean, not every song that's written lyrically is mine.
Right.
There's some of his that, you know, for example, Shattered Angel. He wrote that probably 15 years ago. And we had the lyrics on hand. We put some music together. I picked up the lyric sheet and tweaked some things here and there. But that's, you know, it definitely has some pull in that department.
I'm glad you touched on that. Shattered Angel, let's talk about Shattered Angel for a second. First off, that's my favorite song. I mean, I honestly, you know, not to be biased, but when you guys do a show, I hear that song, that's the one that sticks with me every time. I'm walking out singing it every time I see you guys play. How did that song come about? I know you said that he kind of wrote it. What were his influences, or how did that come about? Did he just come in one day and say, "Hey guys, I got this song, let's try it out," or give me the story?
Well, he's got the guy. I mean, really, he needs a file cabinet because he's got stacks of lyrics all over the place. I mean, it's literally stacks of lyrics.
Always working, always working.
Always there. Shattered Angel. Most of the lyrics stem, you know, he had it written down his way, and I, again, like I said, put my touches to it.
Right.
I think to everybody, it's more or less a song about fall from grace, if you will.
Involved in that?
You can touch on a few different things there. It could be, you know, and a lot of people take from it, you know, it sounds, you know, Shattered Angel, more of a female falling from grace, you know, trying to get somewhere, to be something that she's not. You can attribute to a bunch of different things. You know, I think most people can relate to it in some way, shape, or form, and try to kind of keep it general in that regard. You know what I mean?
We're about to share the video. Go ahead and introduce it if you want. You know, let them know who you are, what's going on, what's with the video.
All right, man. Sinful Crow, Shattered Angel.
A song called Shattered Angel. It's an original. Shattered Angel.
what's going on? Welcome back to Sonic Edge. We're here with Tower Silence, and first off, I'd like to ask you guys, how did you come up with the name Tower Silence? It's very unique. I love the name. It's just kind of interesting. What's the story behind it?
Well, actually, Tower Silence was derived almost 10 years ago, and it was actually gotten out of an encyclopedia because I'm kind of a geek like that. My brother Patrick and I were running through this encyclopedia and we saw this thing that said Tower of Silence. So I read what a Tower of Silence was. And a Tower of Silence is basically, it's kind of like a burial hill, all right? And it started out in India and the Zoroastrians and Iran and so on and so forth years and years ago. And what it is, people, when they died, they took their dead and they hung it on these towers, on these giant hills,
wow,
several miles outside of the city, outside of the villages and such. And the idea was that they're taking their human remains and giving it back to the earth. You know, the birds would come back. That's kind of morbid and dark, which was cool to me, and also kind of not so morbid and dark, like kind of giving back type deal, you know. Yeah, it's kind of this life and death type thing, kind of the whole circle of life, yin yang type deal. That I enjoyed it, I liked it. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to have a band that, you know, at least makes some music that encompasses these ideals.
All right, that's cool. You guys have a very unique sound. You know, it's something that you guys definitely rock out. We played with you guys, seen you guys, big fans personally. Describe your sound, like as if someone would have never heard it. How would you describe the way you sound to someone?
I've heard it's classified as European metal.
Okay, I can hear a little bit of that in it.
Yeah, we've got European metal, rock, opera, rock, industrial. I don't know.
There's a lot.
Yeah. We you know, all of our influence and everything come from a very, very wide array of people and bands and musicians and such. So we kind of take from everything there. Whether it is classical, for instance. I mean, I was classically trained as a singer. I was trained in classical voice. You know, but I love bands like Nevermore, 9 Inch Nails, Live, Madonna, Guilty Pleasure, John Tesh and Yanni. You know, I mean, John back here, he comes from a very like pop punk type of style. Phil comes from like grunge stuff.
All right, so I did get warned ahead of time before we did the interview not to let you meet any of my neighbors or tell you in the houses. Apparently, there's a story about you just walking into people's rooms. Go through this with us.
Cleveland.
I was looking for this guy right here.
Yeah.
Where's Phil?
Where's Phil?
It was the night before our Cleveland show. It was over the winter, and we just got back from the bar. We were pretty trashed.
No.
It was like 2 in the morning.
It was
we were very trashed.
Yeah, we were wasted beyond it.
Extremely.
Yeah. So we're wandering. I'm wandering around this hotel. I think it was me and Chris. Chris is our manager.
Right.
And, I was with him, and we're trying to find Phil. And I see these people come to the door. I was knocking on this door, and this chick answered. I was like, "Hey, is Phil in there?" She's like, "No." I was like, "Oh." I was like, "All right." And then she's like, "Hey," she's like, "My friend's in here on the bed. You should come here and jump on her and scare her." I was like, "All right." So I ran in there and like jumped on her.
Right?
Well, she invited me in, so it's cool. So, actually, it wasn't cool, but anyways, I jumped on the bed and like scared the shit out of her, and then I got up and ran out. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get arrested." And so eventually, and then we found you. I don't remember where we found you.
I found Phil.
Yeah. I guess Danny found Phil.
He was looking for a cigarette.
Yeah, on the 14th floor.
Yeah, on the 14th
in the
floor.
stairwell.
should have seen
It was fun.
Let's talk about your guys' actual songs, like the structure of the songs. How do you guys write songs? Because, you know, again, we've covered this several times, but you guys are very different than anything out there right now. Is that an intentional purpose that happens that way? Like, do you guys write songs to do that? Or is it you just kind of get in the room and jam? Or does one person start it and bring it to the table and everybody fills in their pieces? How do you guys come up with your music?
A lot of it, most of the songs I write. You know, some like I said, the band's been around for a little over 3 years. Tower of Silence, so as a musical entity, has been around since late 2001, early 2002. Right? So there's a lot of material and stuff that I've had kind of on the back burner that I've been able to bring into what is Tower of Silence. Most of the time when I write a song, not always, most of the time is, I write the lyrics first, and then I like to put the music around. So the music kind of echoes lyrically what's being said, and so it's kind of like building the soundscape for the emotion and the meaning and stuff behind the words.
So your melody kind of drives it, like the rest of the music. You come up with the melody and the lyrics, and then everything kind of molds around that.
Yeah. Now that's not always the case. For instance, one of our big hits is a song of ours called "Suicide Words," and that started one night when, back when John. We basically started when John couldn't put together 2 beats to save his life back in early '08, and.
It's not really necessary.
No, it's completely necessary.
Yeah. And we're all kind of.
I couldn't keep time with him.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to keep time with a drummer that can't keep time. But anywho, no big deal.
You've been in plenty of bands that have done it. It's all right.
Yeah. But so like that night I was like, all right, well we'll just let's just do the no, and it kind of started off, and I was like, we can do something with this, and I already had some lyrics written for that, or not necessarily for that, but would fit totally into what we were going there, and just kind of, because that song really just kind of has a straightforward, just rock, just like, balls in your face type feel to it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Next time he came around, I was sorry. And then I blew.